Okay, so the next topic here is payables period close process. It's same as EBS. Okay, we know it's all about running the processes and reports, invoice validation, accounting. So on this period close process for all the applications, I'm going to provide you the document. So what I'll do is after today's session, I'll be placing that document in the Google Drive along with the videos. So you can access and you can go through it. Not only for payables, that covers all the other applications. But if you want to see that list of reports, which we normally use the process or programs for payable speed as a payable speed closing process, what you could do is you can go to navigator and click on more. Under tools, click on the task called as reports and analytics. Click on this task. So here you can just go to all the folders. Just click on this all the folders. Here go to shade folders. Click on shade folders. In the shade folders, you can just navigate to financials folder. Here is the financials. Click on financials. Within the financials, we have a subfolders for each application. Now we are talking about payables period close process. So click on payables. Within the payables, okay, you can find one subfolder called as period close. Within this folder, you can find out list of reports and processes which normally we run to close the as a part of period close. So payables, posted invoice register, payment register, payables period close exception report, payables unaccounted transactions and sweep report, payables trial balance, close period account, close payables accounting period, payables open item, revaluation reports. These are the basic reports and programs we use as a part of payables period close. The same they given as a set of reports. For the same, you can find the detailed information as a part of the document which I'll be sharing in the today's session. Okay, just you can refer that, so you'll get enough information on that. But when you compare with EBS, it is remains same. No difference. You could see the same process reports we run as a part of period close. All set of reports and process you can see here. Okay, how to navigate from tools? You can navigate here. Okay, more. Under tools, you have a task called as reports and analytics. Click on reports and analytics, expand all folders, shade folders, go to financials, expand, go to payables, okay, and here go to period close. Okay, from here you can run any report. So you can just schedule it if you want to schedule this, or else directly you can run it. So here we have all those payables, posted invoice register. So if you want to run this report, click on open. So you can run directly from the ESS job page, or else from this BI catalog page. Through this navigation, you can just land on the BI catalog page. Okay, from here also you can run it. Now here you can specify your ledger. If you want to filter this report output with a different specific BU, you may select BU name. You don't have multiple BUs, only one we have you can select. The other parameters also you may specify accounting date is between. This is the date, just a mistaken, this month. So now you say apply. It's taking time, we have to wait for some time. Okay, let's just run this. It may take some time. Meantime, we can just look at another report also. The same way you can click on this actions, go to more. It will open another panel. There you can see list of other reports. Okay, you just the posted payment register there. Just you can click on that. Here just it is displaying. So these are the amounts. Summary level, you can go detail level. Supplier wise, it is displaying. I think it is just fetching it. It didn't consider this date and all. I think in this environment in the payables we didn't have multiple transactions. Well, okay, I think only one just prepayment or something we have in this. So the same way payments you can select, and this is how you can submit the reports from here also. Okay, not only related to period close. So go to financials. The financial related any reports if you want to run from here you can run it. So go to payables and invoice related reports you want to run, you can run from here. Payables invoice register, payables invoice aging report, payables key indicators report, all you can run. This is the one place from where we can run, and other places you can run from ESS job page, right? From ESS job page also you can run any report. So apart from these two, you can directly run from invoice workbench itself. From invoice workbench itself, we'll see how where we can find that option. So if you go to invoices task, now we are on the invoice workbench page. If you click on this task list, you can run the, you can just perform certain tasks like invoice creation and searching invoices. So different tasks we have. Here we have a search option where quickly you can go and perform the invoice search. You can give invoice number, you can click on search, or else you can give the supplier name, you can search it. This is a quick search. Okay, if you want to run the reports related to invoices, here you can find the reports under analytics. Here shade reports and analytics. These all are related to invoice. Okay, from here itself you can run payment paid invoice register, sorry, posted payment register, any reports like payable style balance, payables unaccount transaction reports. So this is how just you can run the reports from here also. Okay, even if you try to run from here, it will navigate us to same page, BI catalog. So just now we just gone through that screen. Same way, just click on this posted invoice register. Click on view. It will take us to the same page. Okay, so this is how we can run the reports. The document I'll place in the Google Drive. You can just go through it. You can get the complete information related to all the applications. At one point, we can notice that remains same as EBS, the validations and viewing the reports. So that's how you can find it. Now we'll see how to create the BA report. Here the target is the BA report, not to develop the actual report to understand. It's all about to know from where we can write SQL queries. That is the purpose we are going to touch this BA reports. Through BA report definition process only, you have an option of writing SQL queries to fetch the data from database. Otherwise, the BA reports completely technical task where you have to develop the reports by writing the programming. But here we included this BA reports just to understand from where to write the queries. Okay, we'll see that. Before we go and create simple report, we'll see where we can find the tables and view related information for any application, where we can find the table names. So if you want to find out any table names, okay, so you can find from Oracle OER. Okay, this is a place from where we downloaded FPDA templates, right? So to just perform the supplier and open invoices conversion, we downloaded templates from the same place. Okay, you can find all the tables related information. So go to Oracle OER, Oracle and Enterprise Repository, and just you can navigate to, you can select tab called as financials. After selecting the financials, here you have a section. So earlier what we did, in the content we have a file based data import. So as a part of that, we selected our version, and that's how we downloaded templates and we loaded data. Now when you talk about tables and views, here we have a tables and views, and we are talking about which version, release 13. So against tables and views, just click on release 13 and gives us a list of tables and views for financials, okay, which are just specific to version. Based on version, there are no huge changes, okay, so we can just go through that. So here, one second, go to use. So use to this import file based data that we have here, and this just recently they changed this user interface, the look and feel and navigation. So one second, this is a place where we should be able to find just reports analytics. One second please. So basically, it should display directly once you select the tables and views. It has to display that information directly, but it's not navigating. So here we are selecting tables and views. Once you click on that, system should allow us to land on that same page. What's new here? Okay, fine. So to navigate to that tables and views, basically once you click on this, we should system should allow us to land on that page, but it's not happening here after changing the user interface recently. Now you can just click on books in the left side panel, and here go to section called as table. Just search for a table. Here you could see the table under view for Oracle Financials Cloud. Click on this HTML hyperlink. So here you can find out the all the tables and views related to financials. The left side you can see tables and views. Click on tables. So here you could see the tables module wise. So advanced collections tables, asset related tables, and budgetary control related, and cash management, and fusion expense. Okay, common modules, and some localization related financials. So you could see all the tables here. So when you compare with EBS, the table names remain same. Okay, so payables related tables. It's more or less equal to the technical reference manual. When you refer the technical reference manuals that list out the tables, and it talks about table, what purpose we have, what are the columns we have in each column, what characteristics of information we can store. That's how you can find it. Now just we'll go with a few tables. So here AP related tables we can select to test it. Say AP invoices all. Just click on the table name AP invoices all. So that talks about the table and table related columns. So AP invoices all. What is that AP invoice all? It contains invoices you enter. Okay, there is a one row in each invoice you enter, so you can read and you can get that information. And when you talk about the schema, okay, so schema is a fusion schema. In case of EBS, we find in as a app schema, right? So object owner is AP, the object type is table, it could be table or view. Your table space, where that table belongs to, this is a table space. And out of this table, the primary key is the primary key name, and the column is invoice ID. So you can see all the columns which are part of this table, and just that the precisions null or not null, just all you can find here, all the detailed information, the complete information related to the table. Normally when you go with the technical reference manuals, there you can find this sort of information. The same we can see here. Now just to write a simple query, we'll take few columns from here and we can write it. So for example, we want to query with invoice number, and say invoice amount, and invoice date. Now we no need to do any analysis and all, just for understanding how that, from where we can write the query. You can take any one of the columns and the table name is AP invoices all. So now you can say select invoice number, invoice date, invoice amount from AP invoices all. So this is a query you want to write to fetch the data related to these columns. So in that case, so how to navigate to BI catalog? From BI catalog page only you can write any query. So to write SQL query, and based on that, if you want to create BI report, go to navigator. Within the navigator, just click on more and select task called as reports and analytics. Fine. Here we have a create option. Okay, create option. You can just click on reports. Or else you can go with this. Here you directly you selected report, right? After selecting you can click on create, or else you can go with the browse catalogs. From there also you can do it. This is falls under OTBI. So click on browse catalog, click on browse catalog. Wait, it's not responding. One second, it takes some time. Here it is just preventing. You can just say show. Yeah, that's all. Like just once you click on browse catalog, will be landing in Oracle BI catalog page. Okay, from here you can just write the SQL query and you can define the report based on that. So here you have the menu options. You can just click on this new and you can find on panel with from that panel you have to select data model. You have to click on data model. If not, from here also you can just navigate to that page, go to new, and from here also you can find the same data model. The same panel is available with icon and with the title. That's all. So you can go to new, click on data model. Just we're trying to understand from where we can write the SQL queries. Fine. So now from this panel, okay, you can just click on this drop down and select option as a SQL query. The name, query name is invoice data. So invoice details. Data source. Data source you can select as Fusion DB. So entire instance schema will be selected. Select data source as a Fusion DB. These are the seeded values. predefined seeded values in the fresh environment also. Data source is Fusion DB, and type of SQL is standard SQL only. Now here you can write the SQL query. Okay, so normally we connect to some tool or some other tools. From there we can find the query panel. From there you can write it. But so this is a page which allows us to fetch the data from database by writing the queries. So we'll go and see that. So already we written that syntax that you can take here, or else you can write here directly. Okay, after that you can just click on OK. Selected that information. Now you can go to data, and you can click on view. Before viewing, how many columns, how many rows of data you want to view. So the query may fetch many invoices information, but you want to view at a time how many invoice records. Say 50. Click on view. So tree view system is displaying, and if you want to go with the table view, you can click on table view. Only we selected 50, system should display. Select 100, it will display 100, depending on availability. Hit done. Now what we have to do is, after this, if you want to create the reports, at least a few rows data you have to save as a sample data. Click on save as sample data, say OK, and click on save here. So here we have two folders, my folder, shared folders. Whatever the records you place in the my folders, that would be private. No other user can see. Whatever you place in the shared folder, those will be shared across all the users who are accessing this page within this instance. Now this you can take into my folder. Here also you can write invoice data. Save it. Done. Okay, we saved it. We saved as a sample data. After saving as a sample data, you have to click on save, and you have to save the same data definition with the sample data. Now to create the report against this, you can click on create report. Okay. So what we could do here is, you can just zoom out, so that the below there will be tab as a just next or selection. Just you can zoom out so that you could see that option. So here the name whatever we saved as a invoice data, okay, that got saved as a data model. That means the query related record got saved. Now you can click on next. Okay, just click on next. It's processing. Here the report output, the data how it has to be presented, page option and layout option. You want to just display as a just table information, or chart, or pivot table, or chart and table, or chart and pivot table, how it's required you can select. Say like let's select table. It's a default selected. You can go with that. Click on next. So as per our query, Okay, these are the three columns which the query, these three columns data system that syntax will query the data, right? So again, these you have to drag and drop here. Okay, invoice number, drag and drop, invoice date, just drag and drop. You can arrange which has to first, second, third, like you accordingly you can drag and drop. So done. So by default, system is summing that invoice amount. If you don't want that, you can say show grand total row as you can disable it. Now if you can click on, if you want to preview the report, you can click on preview report, or else you can click on next. Now you can click on finish. So save this report definition. Earlier data definition, the query related definition we saved. Now the report we created, the report name you can save here. The report name is, I'll just give the name as Google invoice report. We are saving into my folders. Say OK. So automatically the report will be submitted and you can see the data, or anytime you can select and submit the same. So different within the different formats you can submit this report. Here we have a view report option. Click on view report, and these are the different formats available to create the output: PDF, HTML, RTF, Excel, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, just you may just click on Excel. Okay, say okay. So this is how you can get all the data into spreadsheet. Or else if you want to get the total data into a PDF, select PDF. So this is how you can choose the output format. And here we are trying to understand from where to write the query. That is the reason we are not going with the detailed report definition. Just once you write the query, how you can take that information to report definition. This is how you can take it. Okay. And if you want to keep some parameters and all, that totally comes under some sort of technical work that would be done by BI experts. So just for information, so here you can find the option. So at the time of report definition itself, you can see those properties. So these are the properties which you can set for that. Okay, data sets, triggering the events. Events here you could see as a part of product solution, but even triggers and all you cannot do in case of cloud environment. Those triggers and all are applicable only for on-premise, not for cloud version. So flex field, capturing the data from flex field related attributes, and list of values definition for any report, and parameter setting. Okay, report busting, all this you can do for any report. Okay, and if you click on home, the same report you can find out here, and from here you can run the report anytime. You could see the report system will display Google invoice report. Directly you can run from here. and here we have just actions. So you can go to edit layout, or else you can schedule it. If you go to edit layout or edit report layout, you can edit report, you can edit. That's purely technical task, so we as a functional consultant, we may not involve until unless we are expertised on that. So edit report. Okay, here we got that report. You can click on edit and you can edit, and you can set the parameters for that. You can set the properties. So this is how just you can just go with the complete I mean the proper definition of report, how it is required by business users. So here we are discussing about this BI report just to understand from where to write the SQL queries. Okay, that's all about BI report. When you talk about OTBI, what is the difference between BI report and OTBI? BI report, if you want to fetch the data, you have to write the query. It's a mandatory. But in OTBI, you don't find any option of writing the queries. It's all about just dragging and dropping required columns for our report definition or for any sort of analysis. Okay, for any sort of analysis, you can just go with that OTBI reports. We'll see that. So same navigation. Anyway, we'll just go through.
That
Please.
Lakshman?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that my folder you saved, right? Is it a local folder or is it in the
My
server?
folder local, user specific.
So it is in a desktop or in a
No, no,
computer.
not desktop. Within the environment only, which would be tagged to your user only.
Okay.
User
And
specific. And you can
okay,
create
and
your
then
own. You can create many folders.
okay. And another question is the report that you create. How do you give access to somebody else to access that report or run that report? Because
You just
multiple people can. Yeah.
that you can select into. It's a simple like how we are we gone through that role customization, right? The role customization, what we did, we just specified reports definition. That's how you can include in any role. Through role only you can provision the access to report or any privileges to user. I'm not sure whether you attended that session or not in payables. So we just gone through the custom roles, right? There we discussed if you want to give the report access, how to give the report access. Just you have to include in the role itself. The user has access to that role. Within the role, if the report is included, that they can find from this BI catalog page or directly from ESS job page. That's how we have to provision.
Okay.
Yep. For the same page, we can use for OTBI also, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence, which normally we use for analysis for online data. So navigation is same under tools, select task called as reports and analytics. Once we land on this page, here you can just select any one of the options. Say I'm selecting report, or you can select analytics. And once you select, it has to navigate. Here it is stopping. Say show. 1 second. Yeah, now here it's opening. But 1 second, we'll do 1 second. Say for example, I'm selecting analysis. Yeah, this is how system displays subject areas. So these are subject areas. The subject areas which are available within that subject areas, will have a dimensions. Dimension is nothing but set of columns related to some specific data record. So when you deal with OTBI, we'll find the subject areas. Within the subject areas, we'll have a dimensions. Within the dimensions, we'll have a database columns. Now we'll just go through these subject areas we can understand. So we'll go to our finance related subject areas. Within available subject areas only you can perform the analysis or report definition. No query you can write. So go to finance payables related or GL related. Here GL we have, but let's go to payables. These all are the different subject areas which are available. Yep. So these are payables related subject areas, payables invoices, hold real time. So the subject area name is payables invoices holds. The subject area name is ending with real time. Which subject area name is ending with real time, that subject area only you can use for OTBI analysis or report definition. If you see any subject area which is not ending with real time, that cannot be used even that is available. Okay, see here CRM related one subject area we have that is not ending with real time. If it is not ending with real time, you cannot go with the real time reporting or real time analysis through OTBA. Okay, that means this we cannot use it. Only the subject areas which are ending with real time, those you can use for OTBA analysis or reporting. So real time here, payables invoices, installments real time, payables invoices, prepayment applications real time. Okay, this is how we have. Now we'll go with one subject area called as payable invoices, transactions real time. Okay, real time information on invoices. You can select one or multiple subject areas. Okay, so I'm selecting one subject area. Later also we can select if required. So payables invoices, transactions real time. Click on continue. So selected subject area name is payables invoices, transaction real time. If you want to include one more subject area into this, you can click on this and you can include add or remove subject areas. Fine, first we'll look into this subject area. Click on expand. It will display the dimensions. So related to payables invoice transaction, the total information is grouped into different folders. Accounting related few columns are there as a part of accounting folder. Business unit related columns are grouped into business unit dimension. The folders we call as dimensions. Within the dimension called as business unit, these are the actual columns which system is fetching from the tables. Okay, accounting related invoice details means invoice header related information, invoice general information. Okay, so we have a subject area. This is subject area. Within the subject area we have a dimensions, the accounting business unit, distributions, physical calendar, invoice details, all we call as dimensions. Within the dimensions we have attributes. Okay, attributes are say columns. So within the payables invoices, there is another dimension called as supplier. Expand it. Within that, you may find some sub-dimension or directly columns. So these all are related to supplier. Okay, which will impact when you create the invoice. So this is how we have. Now what we have to do is what analysis you want to conduct. Okay, or what report you want to prepare based on that. Okay, now we selected analysis. That is the reason system is showing as analysis. In the drop down, we have other option called as report also. If you select report, it will be showing report. It will navigate us to BI panel only. Earlier we did BI report. To the same panel it will navigate. From there we can select the columns. So we'll see that. So here we'll just go and select a few columns for the analysis or report definition. So first we'll go to supplier. We'll select business unit. So go to business unit dimension. Here you can select business unit name. Okay, just select column name and say select it. Now name is enough, BU name is enough for us. And now you can go with the supplier. So within the supplier dimension we have many columns. You can select supplier name. So supplier name is nothing but supplier column will display the supplier name. Select it. And next column we can select from supplier sites dimension. The site name we can select supplier site select. Now you may select invoice details. So you want to fetch the invoice number. Select this column. That's all. This is how you can just select. You cannot write any query on this. So invoice number we are taking, and you can go and select amount also. For that you can go to invoice lines, invoice line amount. Select accounted amount. So this is how you can select the different columns. So see, all the columns what we are selecting are predefined and available in the specific dimensions as a part of subject area. So other columns from other dimensions, if you want to select, you have to include that subject area also here. From that subject area you can select it. So once you select it, you can just click on next. Here the filter option and everything you can set it as we require. Now you can give the name for this, say Google invoice analysis. Okay, that's how we want to keep the title for this data columns which we selected. And table, so you can select this different format of tables, the table format which is recommended, summary table or pivot or summary and pivot. Just you can select. I just will go with the standard table format. And if you want to represent the data based on the selected columns, whatever the data system will display, when system is going to display along with the table, do you want to represent with a graphical representation? If required you can select it. So bar chart, or so I mean pie chart, or how just you want to represent the graphical representation, you can select how you require. If you don't require, just keep as a none. Okay, for example bar. So in that case if you select it, so the layout how that should be presented, now the data will be presented through table as well as graph. In that case how the total layout should be represented, so table above graph, table will come above to graph. Okay, that's what as of now you can see. and or else you may go with the option called as table below graph. You could see below to graph table is getting represented. In table to left of graph, the layout selection you can do here. If you don't need that graphical representation and all, just you want to see as a normal report as in the table format, just that you can ignore it. If you want to have a preview here, you can select and you can click on show information. That's if you want to see, you can see that, you can click on that. Okay, so this is how the data you could see. I think the column it's not fetching the data. We'll just go back. This you can deselect. Invoice detail level will see that column name. Invoice amount we have to select. Expand invoice amounts. Select this column. Just drag and drop. Oh, sorry, this is a selection. This OTBI, right? Select it. Done. Now click on next. So name already we given. You can click on preview. It is fetching the amounts also. Now just click on next. Now here, say for example, just we selected columns like business unit, supplier, and these details. Now you want to keep that business unit as a filter option. So for BU wise, you want to filter the data. In that case, the BU column you can take into that as a pop-up option. You can just expand that additional layout options. Okay, you want system should prompt you to select the BU accordingly. System will displays the data. In that case, select the column name as a business unit name here and go to move to option. It should be moved to prompt for be selected. This will get as a drop down option where you can filter the data. So done next. Sort out the highlights. I think is required. Directly you can go on to say submit. Just click on next. So this has this definition. Okay, this definition you have to save in the specific folder. You can just go with the my folder or else you can create your own folder other than these are by default default folders, my folders and shared folders. Apart from that, you can create one more multiple folders or else within my folders you can create the subfolder. If you go to my folders, within that maybe just you can create one more folder by expanding this inside of the folders or directly by selecting here. If you create, it will just create like that. Okay, so you can just create or you can just go with the existing. So you can select my folder and you can give the name, say Google invoice OTBI analysis. Same you can take as a description and say submit. Okay, done. Just 1 second. Just otherwise, just expand this. Within this, you can find it anyway. So within my folders, you could see Google invoice OTBI analysis. You can just go to that options. Just click on view. So this is how just you can view the data. And since we selected prompt for as a business unit, here we are getting elbow view option. If you have access to multiple BUs, so you can just select accordingly and you can view. And when you talk about output and all, you can export this report output into different formats. So PDF, Excel, PowerPoint, and different other CSV formats, etc. These and all just you can manage with a OTBA report just to fetch the live data and all. Here no option to write the queries. Just some simple analysis purpose we can use the OTBA. Primarily the reporting which we use is BA only. So here when you look at this reporting also, 1 second, let me navigate to Invoice Workbench. When I go to Invoice Workbench, if you click on this reports and analytics, click on shade. Okay, reports analytics. So here you could see notice, if you place the cursor you could see that reports, what you could see, those are just analysis in the sense that information will be fetched with the uh, OTBI platform. Okay, the other, like there are some other reports, these are directly reports. This you can treat as a OTBI reports. Okay, these are normal reports. This is the dashboard, you can get it, you can run. These are normal BI reports, and analysis means you can understand that is a OTBI. So OTBI based analysis, these are the reports are available which will just fetch the information by using the feature called as OTBI. Those are inbuilt anyway, predefined, so that is providing. So that's how you can just find out the information. You can notify here that is built based on BI or analysis OTBI also. So here you cannot write any queries. It's all about just defining the report definition, and that you can just run for analysis to understand. It will be fetching live balances. Now, if you go to create invoice, immediately it will be fetching. That is the logic of report reality, but quickly it can fetch all the information into that, and you can create any analysis by using only available subject areas. You cannot go with writing some different conditions and all. If you want to do that, only the option is BI or say BIP. Okay, but in our case, just we gone through that BIP report definition very basic level to understand how to write the SQL query. Okay, so that's what just we have to understand. If you want to explore more on that, you may just go with the help option, but that's what the basic points which you have to understand. Okay, so BI is not the scope of our course curriculum. That's a purely technical thing, but just we touch based to understand SQL queries. Okay, now we'll see payment formats. At the time of bank account creation, payment process profile definition, we selected standard check format, right? So in EBS, where we can find those check formats, if you go to payment administrator, if you go to pay, if it is 11i version, EBS 11i version, we'll have a navigation within the payables navigator as a formats. But from release 12, they moved that function to payment administrator. Within the payment administrator you can find the task called as manage payment formats. From there you can find. Then what about fusion applications? In fusion applications we don't have separate, it's not like a separate task we have. Altogether we have to go with the separate URL extension. so which will land us to BA catalogs only, but you have to take the URL different here to extensions to this server. So this is our server URL. This is the actual URL for our server. So the extension you can remove, the rest of path you can remove. Here you have to type XML XML P means XMLP XML publisher. P stands for publisher server. So this is how you have to type after the server name slash server name slash XMLP server XML. Okay, P server publisher server. You have to provide this extension to this server name. Now it will take us to XMLP server page. Okay, here you could see this our reports also, but the navigation should be like this is how the process you have to follow. Okay, with this navigation you have to land on this page. Now just go to reports. Okay, so I think fine, 1 second. Not reports here. So you can go to home. Just go to catalog folders. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is, let me repeat the same. The first step is, this is a extension we have to give to server name slash XMLP server. Then we'll be landing on this BA publisher enterprise homepage. Okay, by default system selecting home and click on catalog folders. This will take us to the formats pages. And go to shared folders. Within the shared folders, go to financials and expand. Within the financials, go to payments. When I talk about check formats and all, those are all related to payments. Okay, you can directly click on payments. It will list out all the formats which are available. So these are the formats. So now which format you want to modify, you can go with that. So here disbursement payment file. Okay, payment file format. Okay, and disbursement positive pay file format. Okay, these are the different formats we have here. Disbursement uh, payment file format, against that you can click on more option. Okay, you should click on customize. Click on customize. Take some time, we have to wait. Just click on customize. Just wait for a while, it will respond. Because once you click on customize, the same definition it will save into our my folders, so for that reason it may take some time, and as well as it will open the same disbursement payment file formats including all the other formats which are related to payments. Fine, once you click on customize, it is just navigating us to disbursement payment file formats which we selected. Here these are the formats which you can see, like it's icons, it's not displaying, it may take some time to display. Fine, no issues. Before it displays, just graphical representation also it will show. basically. So here you can see all the seeded formats or customizer formats which are available in this environment. Okay, all the formats. Okay, all the seeded what they are giving as a sample formats. All you could see. Now we require standard check format. Here we have. Just click on edit. You know the process in EBS also, right? What we do? We'll download that RTF file, and that will be modified as per check format, length, and height, just other parameter specification that would be done by BI guy. Once that is done, that will upload into application that will be selecting in the process of uh, bank account documents definition as well as payment process request. We'll see that. Okay, so you click on edit, then you can download this into your local mission. Okay, this will be modified by, okay, BI, right? XML, this is XML template. Okay, XML template. This template will be modified as per the alignments how required, where the supplier name need to be printed, and how many character space, how many row space is required, where amount need to be printed, where the amount need to be printed in words. Okay, and if you want to capture additional information as a remittance stub, that information, all that format will be finalized and as per the requirement. We may get some sample check from the client. Accordingly, the measurements can be taken by technical guy. They'll modify. Once they modify this, that will just maintain on some folder or some place in our local mission. This you save in the RTF. Save on the desktop. And so now just we are not modifying. This should be done by the XML just task, XML publisher related task. Technical people should do it. Once that is done, what you could do is you can scroll little up here and go to view a list. Click on that option, and here the modified template we have to add here. Just click on add. Here click on upload, and layout name is Google standard check format. Template file we have here, Google standard check RTF. File type is RTF template. The RTF template need to be modified by technical people, right? So select language. So English. When no issues, just you can select it, nothing wrong. Say upload. After uploading, we should save it. Save it. Okay, done. We saved it. Now, if you want to see that file which we uploaded after doing the changes, confirming your save, you can go with the view list option. Now we are able to see with the thumbnails. So go with the view a list. You can scroll extremely bottom. There you can find the uploaded template. This is the one. And if you notice these columns, you could see the output format and the default format. Output format and default format you can set for this template. The output format should be, say, only PDF. Okay, Okay, you can remove all these. Require like which format do you require, that you can keep as is. Just all you can remove. Only PDF. Default output format also PDF. Done. And you may set this as a default. This is a default column name, default layout. Now again save it. Now this would be available at the time of bank account creation and the payment process profile, so that that information will be printed properly on the stationery which we use. Now we can switch back to our instance, the actual just transaction process related environment. You can go to bank account definition page. Search for the task called as bank accounts. So these formats we may not modify, but at least we should be in the position to tell to technical guys where we can find it. That is the reason just we are going through that process. And before that, just before we navigate to bank, we have to create the format. Against the template, we have to create the format. So manage formats. Here we have a task. Or else directly you type here. Manage formats. Against the template, we have to define the format. That format only you can select into bank account as a part of documents or payment process request. So task name is manage formats. Here select type. So it's a disbursement payment file format definition. Then click on create. Google check format. Okay. So code is Google check. And select that BI publisher template which we downloaded and which we uploaded. Reality, after downloading that, we have to modify that, we have to upload. Okay, we have with a Google name, right? So this is the one which we created, Google standard check, right? You select here, just save and close. Done. Now you can select this format into bank account as a part of documents. So bank accounts, manage bank accounts, and to find out our bank account. Our bank account is Google account. Click on edit. At the time of our bank account definition documents, so just we selected standard check, which is a predefined format which is available. Now we can override it. So now this is a predefined, right, which you can find in any environment, but as per our requirement that has to be modified. So say we have a modified one with the name called as Google, that you can select Google check format. This is how we have to select. This is one place where we select. Other places we can select in the payment process profile. Right? Done. Now you can go to payment process profile. There also you can override with our whatever the definition format we defined. So payment process profile. So manage payment process profiles. So we have a name with Google. Click on edit. Here we have a standard check format that is a predefined serial that we can modify with our definition. So this is how like we have to manage with the format, any format we require. That's how we can navigate to that page. From there you can download as per requirement. Technical people will download, modify it. Okay, the layout modification they do. After that we have to upload. Once you upload, this is how you can make use in the definition according the printing takes place. So this is all about so payment formats. Friends, already 7:13. Tomorrow session just we'll see invoice imaging solution. If I could find some other instance where invoice approvals are will work, I'll cover in the tomorrow session invoice approvals. Otherwise, we'll keep this still pending and we'll proceed with the P2P cycle in tomorrow session itself. Okay. Before we move to receivables, we can complete. We'll just complete and move to receivables. I mean to say this invoice approvals. Okay, possible I'll cover invoice approvals in tomorrow session because I have to test not one multiple instances to find out in which instance that function is working. So anyway, tomorrow session just will see invoice imaging solution, if possible invoice approvals tomorrow itself, or else directly we can jump into P2P cycle, P2P configuration and do the transaction process. Okay, so that's all for today. Any questions from anyone, please? If no questions, we'll connect tomorrow same time.
Yeah. Good night, Lakshman.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Bye.
Lakshman, can you upload the video?
Yeah, I'll do it. I think two more
Uh,
also pending. I'll do it. I'm really sorry. I forgot yesterday that I'm doing, but I forgot. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do
yeah,
it.
particularly today's session, I missed actually, so
Sure,
I
sure, sure.
want to.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Please. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
Lakshman?